a filmmaker, do you thoroughly enjoy scaring people? I mean, is that just part of your personality? You just like to scare people?
Oh, yes. Here's the thing. When I was a kid, everything scared me. And I said to myself, one day I'll get my revenge on the world.
The legendary John Carpenter! Yeah, that's right. Up.
Right over here. What is this fucking weather?
Grab a seat.
Sorry.
It is so nice to have you back.
Okay. How's it going here, huh? All right. Is it warm enough in this tent for you?
We'll raise the heat.
What's happening?
What's happening? I got some questions for you. They got some questions.
All right.
I want to ask you right off, I want to talk about your composing. So few film directors are composers. Did the idea for music come about like before you write a scene or after you write a scene and you want to fill it with music?
After it's all done. That's what I do. I'm a carpet guy. I'm like a guy who lays your carpet down. You have a movie and it needs music. I lay a carpet of music for you, and you pay me money. That's how it goes.
So have you been asked to do soundtracks for other people's films?
Yeah, I have been doing them. I work with my son, Cody, and my godson, Daniel, and we just finished doing Death of a Unicorn. That's starring Jenny Ortega, Paul Rudd, and others. It's really a good movie, coming soon. And we did the Halloween films, of course, and did Firestarter. So we've been working a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a movie you want us to score? Go on ahead.
So on the subject of music, you narrated the Rise of the Synth documentary. And what do you think it is about electronic music that really fits so well in the horror genre?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Not a clue.
What does it do for you, though? I mean, if you had a choice of any other kind of music that you could put with your films, would you stick with electronic?
Well, it's not just that. I can play electronic because electronic music boils down to, for me, a keyboard. Mm-hmm. You play a synthesizer, and you can sound like anything. A synthesizer, you call up the sound you want. And so there you go. You can be a string section, be drums, be whatever you want. So I can do that. I can't do a lot of things, but that I can do. Mm-hmm. That's why I've scored my movies electronically.
What was the first film that you scored?
Dark Star was the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Thank you. The 5 people who said it. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. But don't ask those kind of questions. Let's ask fun questions.
All right. Okay. Growing up, what were the film directors that drew you into filmmaking? The film directors that really made you want to get into the film?
Howard Hawks, Alfred Hitchcock, Orson Welles. How's that? Why don't we let them ask some questions?
All right.
Huh?
I'm boring, so let's go to you guys. Kyle, go around with questions. He's bored with me already.
What do you got, guys?
Thank you for being here, sir.
Absolutely.
Testing. I know that you're a big fan of Howard Hawks.
Yeah.
If you were to do a screwball comedy, kind of like Bringing Up Baby or His Girl Friday, who would you choose for the Cary Grant role?
Wow, boy, what a great question that is. Boy, I don't know. That's a tough one. Who could play that? Maybe Kurt Russell, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe somebody a little slicker than Kurt? I'd have to think about that one. That's a great, great question. You guys know the movie he's talking about? Bringing Up Baby, His Girl Friday? You know those movies? All right.
I don't really have much of a question, but more of a comment. The Thing is one of those movies that I wish that I could forget so I could watch it again with fresh eyes. I love it that much.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you
one of
very
my
much.
top fives.
When did you see it first?
Back in the 80s. I mean, I guess when
Wow.
yeah.
How old were you when you first saw it?
Oh, probably
Be honest.
about 12, maybe?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's way too young. That's way.
Yeah, we didn't get supervised on television as kids.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, thanks. That's very nice.
Hi.
Hi there.
I was wondering if you now have a bit of a George Orwell moment with They Live, looking at the world today and what you put with that movie.
Well, I didn't foresee today. I honestly, I didn't. But this, They Live was a reaction to Ronald Reagan and his era, okay? And he was a conservative, and he promoted something called unregulated capitalism, meaning whatever goes, Wild West. And that, I felt, and this is just me, you can blame me for this, I felt that it hurt the working poor. And I thought, well, wait a minute, you can't do this. We have to look at everybody. We have to take care of the poor. We have to help people who need help. That's where I come from. I come from the left-wing Democrats way back when, the Franklin Roosevelt times. You know, I wasn't born then, but that's where I come from. Anyway, but I did not foresee what's happening right now. Now, I have a question for you guys. It's going to be who's going to vote for Donald Trump? Raise your hands. Raise them up. Raise them high. Be honest. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of all of you.
Ready for the next question, sir?
I am so ready.
All right, good.
Your horror films seem to scare the fucking shit out of a lot of people. Do you?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. As a filmmaker, do you thoroughly enjoy scaring people? I mean, is that just part of your personality? You just like to scare people?
Oh, yes. Here's the thing. When I was a kid, everything scared me. And I said to myself, one day I'll get my revenge on the world.
Thanks for demonetizing that video for me. Thank you. All right, over here, you had a question?
Hi, John. Huge They Live fan. We lost Roddy Piper in 2015. Just wondering if you could share some memories of Roddy, and if he was here today, what's one conversation you would love to have with him?
Poor Roddy. You know, regardless of what you think about professional wrestling, in the old days, they didn't play nice. And what Roddy had the biggest trouble with was brain damage. Serious, heavy-duty brain damage. So having a conversation with him was tough. Was really tough. And I cared about Rod a lot. And the last time I saw him was at a convention like this in Orlando. And he was in bad shape. And I think his heart just gave out. Because, I mean, they played hard and rough and mean back in the old days. Not like it is today. You know, it's really athletic today and really, excuse me, and really planned so that they know what they're doing. But back then, it was rough and tumble. Anyway, that's Roddy for you. Hey, dude, what's happening?
Check 2. Oh, I'm a musician, so sorry about that. Speaking of, all of the collaborations that you've had, I've seen a pattern with George Buckflower. And
George
yes, and I'm just
Flowers.
curious. Yes, and I love his presence, and I just wondered what it was like, with
You
that
guys
process.
know who Buck Flowers is? No? Oh. Buck Flowers is an old character actor from way back when, and he claims, I don't know this, he knew all the porn girls, and he claims he invented the stunt cock, which is, I don't have to explain it to you, I don't think, do I? So he was in, if you remember Starman, he was the guy in the car driving Jeff Bridges, who, you're not from around here, are you? You know, that's who Buck Flowers was. And he was a character. He passed away around the same time Deborah Hill did. And I really liked him. That's why I kept casting him.
Thank you. Hello. Sorry,
Hi.
one Trump voter here. Other than Halloween, what's your favorite movie you've ever worked on out of everything?
Oh, that's really tough.
I know, that's why I asked it.
I see. Well, I think probably The Thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of that
That's a good
movie.
one. That's a good one.
I have to ask, in 1978, you called the films of Robert Altman masturbatory. So
I did. Say it again.
No, you're fine. In 1978, you called the films of Robert Altman masturbatory in an interview. And I'm curious, in 2024, do you still feel the same way?
No, yeah. He's... well, have you ever noticed in a Robert Altman film, his characters just mumble? And you can't understand what the fuck they're saying? That's ridiculous. I didn't understand a word in Popeye. Not a word. What are they saying? If I don't understand what they're saying, I can't understand the movie. This idiot. Sorry. He's dead now. God rest him. God rest his soul.
We saw you live in D.C. in 2016, and it was like better than seeing the Stones. And I was wondering if you guys are going to wind up touring for this new album.
Maybe you need to try that question again. I'm not having trouble hearing you.
Yeah. I said that we saw you in D.C.
Okay, you saw me. Okay.
Live in 2016. It was better than seeing the Rolling Stones.
What?
It was better than seeing the Rolling Stones.
Get out of here.
Oh, it was.
Get out of here.
It was a badass show. I was wondering if you were going to go on tour with this new album.
Yeah, not in this new album, but
No.
we might again.
I would
we
love
really
that.
might. Where's the musician there? Who is that on your T-shirt? Oh, I can't believe it. Wow. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
My question is that in your early films, you really collaborated with like a tight group, and one of them was Charles Cyphers, and I was wondering why he didn't show up in the later films.
There's no part for him. I didn't think he was right for a part. That's all.
Okay. Just wondering. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm just dandy.
Good.
I was wondering, can I be in your film?
Can you be in a film?
Yeah,
sure,
in your film.
Sure. Can you act?
Yeah, I think so.
You think
I can
so?
sing.
Okay, well, you need to
I dropped my phone.
try out for me when I'm doing another movie. There's a guy backstage you can leave your name with. And when I'm making a film, I'll have him call you. And you'll come and you'll read for me. And I'll see if you can act.
Thank you.
How's that? Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So I got two questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, slow down. I'm having trouble hearing.
Sorry. I have two questions, if
Go.
that's okay. No, just one?
Go. Yes.
Okay, just one? Okay. So I had read that when you and Deborah Hill were producing the Halloween movies, they were originally conceived as an anthology series, hence why Halloween 3 was a separate story. If that's true, like, were there any ideas that you never got to like put out there, or like
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. No, What it was I never thought that there was any story left after the first movie. Boy, am I stupid, huh? And somehow we made Halloween 2 because people had money. They wanted to make money. You see, and it's irresistible when somebody's offering you money. But I kept saying, there's no story. There's nothing here. Well, so anyway, I wrote that thing. It wasn't very good. And I thought, let's don't do another. Let's come up with another story that's Halloween-based, but doesn't have Michael Myers in it. And what did I fuck up, huh? That was bad. I'm sorry. I think I'm insulting this young lady by using bad language. I apologize to you. I'm really sorry. I can't help myself. I'm an old guy now. But anyway, that's where it came from. And they took over this franchise after 3. They meaning the producers. And they made the decisions on the movies up until David Gordon Green invited me on board. That was it? I thought you had 2 questions.
I thought you said no 2 questions.
No, he said go, not no. He said go.
Sure. All right. Question number 2. Did you have any fears in your childhood that that seemed irrational? Like you don't know why you're afraid of them?
Well, I think when you're a kid, you're a youngster, you become aware of the world. And as you do, you become aware of the dangers in the world. And that spreads everywhere. You begin to think of dangerous things that might hurt you, and hurt your parents, and hurt your loved ones. And I suppose all of us have a little of that when we're really young. And some of the fears are irrational. But that's just because we don't know anything. But as we grow up, we learn, we learn more about the world.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks for the question. Great question.
Yeah, sure. Hi. So I just love when horror can borderline between just being like fucking terrifying.
Slow down. Give it to me again.
Sure. I just love when horror movies such as yours, like Christine or Halloween, can border between just being terrifying and also silly or playful or campy almost. Is that intentional, do you think, or is that just like a unconscious thing that happens?
I'm still having trouble. What is one unconscious?
Movies like... I'm trying to figure out how to word this too. 1 second.
She wants to know if movies that scare people but also have a twisted sense of humor to it. Is that something you do on purpose? Is that?
Well, yeah, mostly that's what people tell us to do because they think audiences can't take being just scared. They need to break it with humor. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's what's been done for years. Yes, you're right. Wow, look at all you guys here. Questions. Oh, hi. Sorry.
Hi. So I'm on the road to becoming a filmmaker, and I was just wondering if you could give me some tips and tricks on completing my road to becoming a filmmaker.
No, okay. What should
She wants to know how she can get to be a filmmaker. What advice?
You do?
What advice?
That's great. Okay, let's talk about it for a minute. You have to tell stories. That's what movie makers do. They tell stories. They tell them with film. Do you have a story or 2 you want to tell to the world? Okay, then that's a good start. You need to have a script of the story. You need to write that script. Then you need to show it to some people and get them interested in it, okay? And then you're on your way to making a movie. The rest of the process is horribly hard and depressing. But if you're driven enough, you'll do it. And I expect I demand that you invite me to the premiere of your first film. All right?
Okay.
I want that to happen.
Hey, John. Oh, God, sorry. I went to film school, so I'd also like to say, fuck Robert Altman. I had to watch so many, it's the worst. But kind of piggybacking on something you said just then about getting a film made, because you're someone who's always let your opinion be known, and you've worked inside, outside the studio system. I wanted to think of a question that was not just about your movies, because you've probably seen every question about your movies in every permutation so many times. But as someone who's, you've been jerked around by the studio system, when you see what's going on now with, say, Warner Brothers and that Zaslav guy.
No, wait, hang on. What's going on at Warner Brothers?
They're just more profit-oriented. Everything's just feels like it's just, they're shelving movies so they can write them off.
Which
taxes.
ones? Name one.
Batgirl, that Looney Tunes versus, what is it? Anyone know? What is it? Yeah, it's like Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. It's like a live action kind of Joe Dante style thing. They're shelving them. They're not selling them. They're just doing the tax write-off.
Are you saying that Barbie was one of the films you're talking about?
No, that was a huge hit.
Because that was a huge movie worldwide.
Yeah. No, so Batgirl, it was finished.
What's that girl? Batgirl. I have no idea I don't know what that is.
It's superhero stuff. But it was finished. They wrote it off. Someone you've dealt with that studio system, does it feel more insidious and just more cynical now what they're doing, writing shit off and just squeezing every dollar out of it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, the movie business has changed since I got in, and thank God I got in when I did, because there was a truly independent film, and you could truly make daring movies, and it's just not like it is. It's a corporate world now, okay? That began to be taken, 1980s was the beginning of that. I got in just before that. But the studios said, it's our money, we'll spend it the way we want to, on what movies we want to. And so that's why you see movies with same stars over and over again, same ideas. You see these big tentpole films. Because all they want to do is make money. They don't want to try daring, and perhaps movies that might fail. That's not what they're interested in. I'm not sure I'm answering your question.
No, that's exactly what I was hoping for.
Look, they screw around with everybody. That's who they are. That's their job. Their job is to fuck you up.
And more of a fun thing.
They want to impose their taste on a movie. Everybody has an opinion. You realize this? It doesn't matter who it is. The catering guy will come up and tell you, that's bullshit. It happens. Everybody has an opinion. You just have to forget that and maintain your vision. And you have to fight off everybody who tries to change it.
I had a bit of a fun question for you. You're my favorite filmmaker, and I'm turning this arm into a sleeve of your movies. I was wondering if you could give me the next one to get. I got Big Trouble, The Thing, and They Live already.
What about them?
So I'm going to get another one of your movies tattooed on my arm. You choose.
On your arm? Are you sure about that?
I already got 3.
Oh my God. Dude, really? I can't tell you. I don't want to be responsible for that. I really don't.
We got a question back here. I'll be back. Don't worry, guys.
I'm Mr. Carpenter.
Step forward. Where are you?
Where'd they go? They went over there.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi, Mr. Carpenter. You always struck...
Not a good idea being near the speaker.
We're going to keep moving him until he's on stage.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You always struck me as a guy who would be into documentaries and films that are based on with your creativity and everything, would there ever be a documentary that you would make? And
Sure. I'd be fascinated making one. Sure.
What topic would you do it on?
I don't know yet. You got one for me? What do you got?
No? I mean, would you do like a Jonestown or
Sure
Columbine?
Oh, you want me to do a horror documentary? Oh.
No, just giving your thoughts and.
Sure, I might do one. That's a great idea, actually. Seriously.
Okay. I wasn't being smart. I actually think it would be really interesting to hear your thoughts on.
Let me think about that. All right?
Okay.
Let me think about that.
Are there any documentary filmmakers you like?
What's that?
Are there any documentary filmmakers that you like?
I don't really know enough about them. So.
Okay.
Let me say one thing. I'm getting really cold up here. And let's have 4 or 5 more questions, and then old John will go meet his drug dealer, okay?
All right, only a few more questions. Who's got cash? No, I'm kidding.
Well, hold this. Hi.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Are there any characters in any of your movies that you particularly admire and might even perhaps like to be?
Like to be? Well, yeah. I mean, anybody who gets girls, sure, love it. Any character, name. I don't know. I'd love to be Kurt Russell. Fuck, man. Oh, there you go. What else? What do we got here?
Hi, John. I'm a high school teacher from Kentucky, from one Kentucky.
Whereabouts?
Northern Kentucky, so technically Edgewood, Kentucky, right by Cincinnati.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So anyway, thank you. As a teacher, we study your films in class, and I just want to say thank you.
Are
for
you
all
kidding?
that.
Really?
No, seriously, we do.
Wow.
Escape from New York, my favorite film of all time.
Wow.
But some of the students are thinking about film school. So I just was curious, what moment for you from when you left, was it Bowling Green, I believe, and you went to Los Angeles? Was there a particular moment where you decided that's what I want to do, or?
Well, I lucked into it in the days I went. I went in 1968 from Bowling Green to LA.
Yep.
And I went to USC Film School, which was the best in the world at the time. And it had ties to Hollywood. So our lecturers were Roman Polanski, Alfred Hitchcock, Orson Welles.
Yeah.
They would come down and lecture us.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and they didn't have that over at UCLA. That was an experimental school.
That's amazing.
So, but they don't have that anymore, man.
Yeah.
They just don't. What's this talking I'm hearing? Oh, now it's quiet. Now it's quiet. Do you have this problem in your classroom?
No, they're really good. Since they just love your work, and
well, thank you. You're in northern Kentucky. You're not really in Kentucky, my friend. You're up north.
True.
Can I just tell you that?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on Halloween Ends?
On what?
What were your thoughts on Halloween Ends?
Halloween.
Because I know it's controversial. Like, a lot of people liked it, a lot of people hated it. What were your thoughts?
I can't understand the second word you're saying after.
Halloween Ends. The
Halloween Ends.
10. What's that?
Ends. E-N-D.
The last one.
Ends. Oh.
Thank you.
Well, David is a terrific director, and he was trying something there, okay? I don't know that it entirely worked, but he was trying to do something with that story. Now, I had some problems with it, but overall, I really applaud him for his effort. That's what I would say. I really applaud him. I do not, however, particularly applaud Rob Zombie for his efforts. Sorry, Rob. I'm sorry.
My question is, when filmmaking, there's like things where you have to come up on the spot, and there's scenes in Halloween that I'm like, oh my God, he came up with that, like the scene when he picks up the dog and it's in slow motion. I love
Yeah.
that. So what's your favorite, from all your films, a moment where you're like, okay, how do I come up with this idea to do that, to make it work?
Man, you know, when you get to be a certain age, your memory starts having a little trouble. I don't remember. Or seriously, honestly, I don't remember. There's so many of those moments. Every day on the set, you have to come up with something because something doesn't work. That's usually what it is. Somebody brings in a prop or an idea and it fails. So you have to come up with something. We're beginning to lose the audience. He's looking at his watch. Give me one more question, please. One more.
Yeah, you brought up.
I'm old. I gotta stand up. Yes.
You brought up Rob Zombie.
Where are you?
And I was thinking, there's a rumor that he's about to remake Christine.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can get him to stop that?
Who's doing it?
I saw a thing on Facebook where it said Rob Zombie's Christine. And it had the shark.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
It's horrifying.
Are you kidding me? Nobody's told me this.
I'm hoping it's a rumor. That's not going to happen.
Oh, Lord.
It's on the internet. It must be true.
We can't end that question.
No, we can't end like
I
that.
have one more question.
No, not on that note.
What do you got?
Let's get one more. Right there.
I'm getting there. I'm getting my steps in.
Here we go. Make it a good one.
All right. So I know you're not a big believer of the paranormal, but if you'd be willing, would you go to the most haunted place in the world? And if so, where?
Would I go to the which place?
Like what haunted, like most haunted place in the world would you go to if you could?
Okay. Can you prove there's a haunted place somewhere?
I mean, there's tons of documentaries about it. There's tons of proof about it.
You ever hear of skepticism? You know what that is?
Yes, I do.
I want you to show me this haunting. Show me this UFO. Show me this ghost.
I mean, it's
let me
out
see
there.
it.
You got to be willing to go. If you're not scared,
I'll
you want to
go,
believe.
dude. You got to pay my way, but I'll go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Sure, I'll go. Hey guys, thank you. Thank
Big
you
round
very
of
much. Thank you.
John Carpenter, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, young man.
Hey, this is Alex Malari Jr., and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Your Emperor commands it. Thanks for watching.